One should be gentle. The Pali term here is mudu, which translates as gentle, malleable, pliable, or soft. The corresponding mental factor is known as mudita, which means malleability. Now, that malleability as a mental factor is twofold, and its characteristic is that of the subsiding of rigidity tamba in the mental body and consciousness, respectively. Its function is to crush rigidity. It is manifested as non resistance. Its proximate cause is the mental body and consciousness. It should be regarded as opposed to such defilements as wrong views and conceit, which typically create rigidity of the mind. If a person's mentality is rigid, is tense, then the Dhamma cannot arise in that Sapna person. The Dhamma itself is subtle. If a retreatant's mentality is rigid or tense, then this is the very opposite of the Dhamma. To have a malleable mind, one needs faith, wholesome volition. One's mind must be sharp, one must cherish the practice. Such a person's mind will be soft, will be malleable. There can be no effect without a cause. One must be able to stay with the practice. Then only will the mind become soft. Even a very hard chunk of steel can be turned into a thin blade of steel. If one wants to gain the Dhamma, one needs to be willing to reform one's mind. Next, we have the quality of anattimani, which means humble. One should be humble. One should not have pride or conceit. One should be without arrogance. Those who are proud usually do not approach a wise person, especially if one is proud because of one's intelligence, one's material wealth, or social status. Such people, because their pride blocks them, don't approach the wise or meditation teacher. During the Buddha's time, the Brahmins, even after meeting with the Buddha directly, did not achieve the Dhamma. Only few exceptions are there. Only those without pride are close to Nibbana. Next, we have the quality of santussaka, meaning content. One should be content. One should be satisfied. Yogis who are practicing meditation must be content with what they have, the food and the accommodation that they get. They should not act like people who follow fashion trend. One should be easy to support. Subara is certainly the term in the Pali scriptural language. One must be satisfied with material things donated by others. For instance, donors donate a meal. Maybe you like sweet food, but the meal contains only sour things. You must not ask for any extra thing. Some of the meditators say it is quite enough if I achieve the Dhamma and it doesn't matter what kind of food I get. One should have few duties is a further quality to cherish. In Pali, this is given as apatitya, having few duties. One must have little chores to do. Yogis who have few chores to perform can practice more. But a yogi who is very busy going here and there will not have enough time, and certainly his or her concentration samadhi will be interrupted again and again. Salahuka wuti. Salahuka means light or frugal. Wuti is conduct or habit or practice. Hence, one should live lightly. There must be very little material thing. One must have just certain bare essentials only. If a retreatant has much in terms of material things that he or she brings to a meditation retreat, that person may end up having much housekeeping work to do, plenty of repair work. If there are a lot of material things to look after, then one must spend a lot of time on them, and there will be little time left for the actual practice. One should keep material things to an absolute minimum. Of course, you need food, clothing, a shelter, and medicine. If you have too many material things, then these will become a hindrance to the practice. That the Buddha recommended to cultivate is given in the Pali scriptural language as Indriyo. And this translates as being controlled or calm in terms of one's senses. When a retreatant is practicing meditation, he or she must control the activities of the mind. When one walks, the eyes should be cast downward. Yogis who try to avoid unwholesomeness at the six sense doors are known as yogis who are of calmed senses, of restrained manner. Those who calmly come, who calmly go, who calmly eat, dress, have calm behavior. And they are the ones who are going to be close to the attainment of Nibbana.